Hey guys, how's it going? Stadman coming back at you today, and today I'm going to be talking about a pickup, a haul, I guess you could say, that I made from SecondSpin. Yes, I'm still doing business with SecondSpin. Every now and then they have a decent enough sale that it makes me want to buy some stuff on their site because it brings some titles down to much lower prices than they usually are. So I decided to go ahead and take advantage of their sale once again. The first thing that I decided to pick up is actually a newer title. It is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the original mini-series from the BBC. This is the first time the series has been on Blu-ray, I believe, at least in the States. So, yeah, having seen it before and having a fondness for it, I definitely wanted to pick this up so that I could have it in my collection. And in high definition, no less. So yeah, this one has been at 17 to 18 bucks on Amazon, which to be fair is not a bad price for an entire miniseries, especially from the BBC, especially on high definition. But I got it for even less through this SecondSpin sale. It came down to like 13 or 14 bucks or something like that, something crazy like that. So very cool stuff if I do say so myself. Glad to have gotten this for such a good deal, and yes, although it is a used copy, it came with the slipcover, and it doesn't really look all that used, does it? The only thing that makes it look a little used is you can see a little, a little damage on the inside booklet. But other than that, everything is where it should be. Everything is in good shape. The discs are in good shape. So I can't really complain. It seems like somebody just bought it, watched it once, and then sold it. Like, okay, I guess you didn't like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you heathen. But their loss, my gain, comes with a bunch of special features. If you look, there's actually a bonus disc. The third disc is a bonus disc with all that good stuff right there. So, not bad at all. Next up, I decided to finally pick up a movie that I've been meaning to watch for a while now because it looked very interesting, and that is The Visit. With all of the new M. Night Shyamalan stuff having come out, the hype after Split, and then even though there were some people who didn't like Glass, I gather that it was a pretty popular movie. A lot of people liked it. Some didn't, some did. What have you? I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. But I didn't even know that M. Night Shyamalan had made a horror movie, or, well, worked on a horror movie before those. So, when I saw the trailer for this, I mean, if you just see The Visit, right, and you see the cover here, it kind of looks like another one of those bland horror movies from the recent past that you've seen them all before. They're just kind of okay, but not that great, right? This might be the case with that as well, but I actually went and watched the trailer for this after I had seen Split because I wanted to see more of what M. Night Shyamalan has been doing without my knowledge, and found out about this one, looked into it, watched the trailer, and holy crap, it looks really good. It looks like one of these movies that I guess is kind of trying to be like Paranormal Activity, but honestly, there were some aspects of the trailer that looked even better than a lot of the more recent Paranormal Activities. So I'm expecting and, well, hoping, quite frankly, for something a little bit better than your typical found footage horror movie, and that is what it appears to be, a found footage film. So I am definitely interested in seeing that. A found footage film from M. Night Shyamalan? Sure, I will definitely check that out. The main problem for me has been that this one would not drop to a price that I was comfortable paying for something I wasn't too sure about. It looks good, but I'm not too sure about it. It might be a 5 out of 10, it might be a 6 out of 10, I don't know. And if it's one of those types of movies, I don't really want to pay a whole lot of money for it. So I was waiting for it to drop. Finally, I found it on SecondSpin, and with the discount that I got, it came to like $7. So $7, I'll pay $7 for The Visit. It's not that bad. Just so that I can finally see it, you know. Next up, I got The Secret of NIMH. This one has been cheap for a long time. It's usually in the 5 to 788 bin, no matter where you go. But it's been a long time since I watched it, and it's been on my wish list for a long time, and I just never got around to picking it up until now. I just decided, you know what, I might as well finally get this. It's been a long time since I watched it, and I want to watch it again. So I got this, and actually it wasn't that cheap. It was only like, it was like $6 after all was said and told, even with a discount. But not too bad. It came down to about the price I wanted to pay for it. So I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll do it. I mean, I don't have to say anything else about Secret of NIMH. It's Secret of NIMH. Next up here, I got Rock and Roll High School, which is a pretty notable film, I think, in that it's a movie about and starring the Ramones. So, yeah. Well, to be specific, it is, as it would imply here with high school, it is one of those teen comedies from the era from the 70s and 80s, this being late 70s, that was trying to capture that youthful spirit of the time and all that. And I think it's actually kind of a precursor to a lot of the John Hughes kind of stuff. And it's more in the line, I think, of like Porky's and Animal House. And I actually kind of like that about it. But then there are some aspects of it because of that, it's definitely something you wouldn't necessarily show to your kids. And if they're older kids, sure, but younger kids, no. Even so, because of the cathartic ending of it all, it's like, yeah, maybe you do want to show it to your kids because it's one of those things where, the ending, at least for me, is one of those things like, we all have that fantasy of what if that happened in my life. I don't know. I feel like it's the Bart Simpson fantasy, if you will. That's what I would call it. But yeah, very cool stuff. I mean, you get a lot of performances from the Ramones in the film that I believe are unique to the film. And I believe they actually wrote some songs for the film. So, pretty cool stuff. I mean, it is the Ramones, so don't expect the best acting you've ever seen, but then all they have to do is be themselves, because that's who they play in the film, is the band, the Ramones. So, yeah. Will I say it's like one of the best movies I've ever seen? No. Like, the acting isn't necessarily, like, amazing. The story is cheesy. Everything about it is cheesy. I mean, Roger Corman's cult classics. It's a Roger Corman film, guys. So you gotta expect the cheese. But what I didn't realize going into this, when my friends made me watch it a few years ago, was how much I was going to like it. Because I thought, I don't care. I don't care about this. But as I watched it, I started getting into it, and I was just like, oh man, this is actually really good. It was really fun, So, yeah, after that, I definitely decided I wanted to have it in my collection. And then they put it out on Blu-ray here from Shout Factory. Like I said, I'm not buying any Shout Factory unless it is used. And this was used from SecondSpin. So, yeah. Holding true to my boycott, I guess you could say. Because they're not getting any money directly from me. I'm just buying an old copy of their Blu-ray that was already sold. None of that's going to them, so... Anyways... Very cool stuff. Very glad to have this in my collection now, and glad that I got it for a good price. The main reason I didn't get it until now, of course, price. This one has been in like the $15 to $18 price range for a while now, and again, that's not necessarily a bad price, especially considering it's a Shout Factory release, but I didn't want to pay too much for it, so I waited and waited, and now through this sale I was able to get it for about $10 to $11, something like that, so... not bad at all. Next up, I got Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Season 1 on DVD. I remember watching this after it came out. I believe it came out in my 20s, right? So I wasn't necessarily the right age for it, but it was such a good animated show that I really enjoyed it. So I've been meaning to pick up this DVD for a while now. And it has been selling randomly every now and then. You'll be able to find it for between $5 and $10. And I found it for the lower end of that. I found it on here through the sale and the discount for $5. So very cool stuff there to get an entire season of a really good show for only $5. And yeah, the discs are in good shape. Everything is as it should be. Came with the insert. Not bad at all. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons I like shopping through SecondSpin, is that I really haven't had too many terrible experiences with them. I've had some very bad experiences with FYE online, so I don't buy anything through FYE's site anymore. But SecondSpin, even though I'm pretty sure they use the same, like they get their discs and their media from the same source, for some reason I think their quality control is just better. So yeah, I wouldn't say I never had a problem with SecondSpin, but I rarely ever do. So happy with this one. And the next one is actually just like probably the worst case scenario when it comes to how something arrives from SecondSpin. After I sing the praises of it. But yes, I got All in the Family here, season 2, and the worst case scenario there is you got some sticker residue. It's not that bad. It's not that big of a deal, especially if you're like me and you have some goo gone. If you have some goo gone, you can get any sticker residue off. It's not an issue. But yes, I got the first season for a really good deal on eBay several months ago. I can't remember when it was, but yes, I believe it was last year. And because this was such a good deal, I think it was $5 on SecondSpin. Because it was such a good deal, I decided to go ahead and pick it up through SecondSpin and get the second season here, so that I could have the first and second season of this great show. I realized that there's like a complete series set, but that one, like, I keep waiting for it to drop to a price where each season would essentially be $5, and it never does. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to keep buying them season per season until I get them all for the price I want. You know, that's how that's going to go. But anyways, that is that. That's the haul. It's not that big of a haul, but 6 titles in total. Pretty good deals on most of them, I would say. I think the coolest ones here are Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy on Blu-ray for like $14, and then Rock and Roll High School for $10 or $11. I mean, those are really good deals. Then 2 season sets for $5 a piece. Not bad at all. Very happy about that. So anyways, that will do it for me today. Thanks for watching, you guys. Catch you later.